Hey again, everybody. Welcome. It is week 4 of 3 and Out with Coach Gas. He's head coach Russell Gaskamp. I'm assistant athletic director Matt Janik. We're going to ask Coach a few questions, and then we'll get out of here. Coach, bit of a tough one on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Good crowd at Sodexo Field, but a 27-0 loss to St. Anselm. What's the mood in the room Monday and Tuesday?
I think the mood's good. They realize, like I told them after the game, no matter what the result of the game last week was going to be, after Sunday we watched the film, we're moving on to the next week, and we got to go try to be 1-0 this week. Got a good challenge ahead of us playing AIC. I think it's going to be a very competitive game. I think both teams haven't won yet this year, so we're both incredibly hungry. I'm sure both teams feel like this is a great opportunity for them to get a win. We're going to their place, so we're going to have to travel well and treat that trip like a business trip and be very super focused. So, the energy in practice has been good. I really thought today and yesterday were two of our better practices of the year so far. And I feel good about where we're at. I feel like our kids are going to be able to go over to Springfield and compete, and we're excited to go see what we're going to look like. So,
You mentioned something there that's interesting. You said we have to travel well. Can you break down some of the differences for our fans? What's different in a home week versus now a week where you have to go on the road?
well, as a player, me personally, I always like playing on the road. You kind of got focused in a little bit more. You didn't have some of the distractions sometimes of, your family being there, your girlfriend being there, everyone, wanting some, part of your time. It's fun, to get on a bus with your buddies and tell stories and talk and just be around each other. But there's a lot that goes into that. The way you travel, the way you prep for the game. Kind of what your demeanor is. You got to be able to go out there and create your own energy since you're not in front of your crowd. Sometimes if you go on the road and maybe their crowd's not a real great crowd like what ours was on Saturday night, that getting energy into the stadium ends up being a little bit tough. And so, you got to really go over there and focus on what your job is. We traveled well in our first game. I think our kids, when we had the long trip to Tennessee, were prepared and ready to go and excited and played and created their own energy, and I expect for us to do the same thing this week. So
Awesome. Hopefully more of the same this week.
Yeah.
Something pretty exciting this week at practice. A scout on hand on Monday
Yeah.
afternoon taking a look at EJ. Tell us about that.
Well, look, EJ is as good as any player that I've ever had at the Division II level. That's as an assistant or a head coach. He's a really fantastic player. Offensively, we've struggled so far this year as we're kind of still trying to kind of figure out our young offensive line. They've had a better week of practice, so I think EJ is going to continue to. When we've gotten EJ to the line of scrimmage, he's done good things, and we've had too many tackles for loss. But EJ is the type of guy that can go to the NFL and make a team. But now, especially nowadays with the professional football, with having the 2 spring leagues and things like that, you get scouts that not only maybe are not looking just for their team, but be able to get guys on the spring rosters, be able to develop players. I definitely think EJ's that type of player. He can do all 3 things that running backs do. He can be physical in the run game. He's a great pass protector, and he's got great hands. He's on pace probably to catch 35, 40 balls this year. So we don't ask him to do a lot of the play and special team stuff because he's our best player, but he's also got the physicality to be able to do that at the professional level also. So he will not be the first scout, or he's the first scout, but he won't be the only guy that comes out to watch EJ this year. EJ's got a legitimate chance to do that, and we just got to be able to showcase him a little bit better than we have so far on the offensive side of the ball.
That's awesome. That's 3 questions. Let's get out of here. What's the key this week, Coach?
We got to score points. Our defense has played well enough in the 3 games to give us an opportunity. I'm the head coach, and I call the plays for our offense, and so I've got to be better this week. I got to figure out what we can do to put our kids in the best possible position to be able to play. We're exploring a lot of things and trying to figure out how we can put guys in good positions to win a football game. So we score points. I know our defense is going to play great. We got a great chance to win the game.
All right. If you're in Central Massachusetts, it's a noon kickoff in Springfield on Saturday. He'll be there. I won't. We'll see you next week.